And as this room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let that friend and neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond is included the ice wall. Mama said that there will be days, literally, just like this.
Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same.
All the same, baby. And now it's here. Or shall I say, come on! Ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation's groove? From my studios to yours. 5, 4, 3, 2. And 1. Come on. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation's groove? From my studios to yours. Presented by Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. Sleeper, your #1 fantasy app and beyond. Appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in. And if you guys were able to see what we talked about earlier this morning on DLLS, appreciate them for having me on their platform and everything. So what I do here is that I like to get to know how you guys feel about what we said and discussed earlier this morning. And now we can have a kickback on how I feel about a lot of things. And on top of that, to contextualize all of this, Stephen Jones, John Stephen Jones is his first name, is John, believe it or not. He spoke about what the directions that they're trying to go and these sorts of things. But what I'm going to do is we're going to play the audio. We're going to kick it back. Shout out to John Machota for getting some of these snippets. And we're going to try to go down the line on everything that they said. And I appreciate you guys. Put a 3 in the chat if you hit that like button, if you shared this content, and if you subscribe, put a 3 in there. I appreciate everybody, man, for rocking with me. And also let me know if the audio is straight. Put a 1 in there. I'm putting y'all to work this day, right? Come on with it. And I guarantee you will not find someone that put a little bit more work than I do over here. So I appreciate you guys. All right, so it states here just 2 hours ago, Stephen Jones on the contract situation with Brandon Aubrey. Let's listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we just finished up Javonte.
Right.
He'd been in talks with Aubrey for, even before the season started. So, that's been a journey. And,
right.
But, we hadn't been able to get to, a point where we can all agree. So, hadn't gotten done, but we'd love to get him done. And then Pickens, of course, leaning toward the franchise tag. We'll finalize that here over the coming week or 10 days, and then we'll go from there. Yeah,
all right, so that's Stephen Jones on the whose deal that they got working on and operating on next. I already gave the analogy of, do you pay your light bill first, your water bill first, or do you go and pay your mortgage, right? And, of course, you can always have a little bit more wiggle room on mortgages because they will turn the lights off once those lights are off. But at least with mortgages, you would still have to have a little bit more wiggle room between the 1st and the 15 versus the 1st to the 3rd or what have you. But neither here nor there. We all know ultimately that it is necessary and most importantly to pay your mortgage before your light bill, because that's where the roof over your head is all about. And when you start to think about the Cowboys, sometimes we do operate backwards opposed to operating forwardly speaking. Now, with that being said, yeah, your cell phone due on the 1st, right? I see your ice cold. Appreciate you. What's colder than ice cold? I don't know, So what I'm saying is basically the principles of it is that when we look at the total sheet of everything, value, worth, or what have you, one can ultimately argue that Brandon Aubrey, as good as he may be, and as good as he controlled the middle of the field, because once you get close to the star or within the confines of the 40, you got money there. You got 3 points, But that's still considered an ancillary piece juxtaposed to what you can get out of a George Pickens, right? We all know that George Pickens is the premium situation. And if I'm the Cowboys, I'm sitting here saying, hey, I like you, Brandon Aubrey. To a point, I like you, Javonte Williams. But I got to get this GP deal done first. I must do this first. Both guys only had 2 good seasons, if you really think about it. George Pickens with the quarterback here, right? And then last season, Javonte Williams with this particular organization. The problem is that situation, both guys played lights out. One have a history of allegedly not being able to be a guy that can get along and go along with folks. And we all seen that was more of media-driven situation with George Pickens. The other one, out of Javonte Williams, had a history which is tangible that you can see with injuries, right? And it's a one-off. We are paying both guys hopefully on the potentials that they bring, but 9 times out of 10, the shelf life of a running back is very abysmal, very small, right? And if the Cowboys literally want to win it, of course you need run game. But one can argue that it is easier to find a running back to replace versus finding another wide receiver, right? So this is how I'm looking at it. And out of those pieces, of course, we want both guys here. But you have to say to yourself, what are the odds of Javonte Williams doing the same thing that he did the previous year opposed to George Pickens? The odds are heavily in favor of Pickens. But neither here nor there. And, of course, you got to include the average lifespan of a running back, the whole 9 or what have you. And it's neither here nor there. But the Cowboys tend to work differently as it relates to that. All right, so this is ultimately John Stephen Jones, Jerry's son that now looks like his brother. He about to speak on the George Pickens thing. Let's get it over to there. Come on with it, Cowboy Nation.
Let's just take time. We want, we want Pickens here. Think the world of him. Want him here. Love him.
Roy Williams, that's what I'm saying. You got to catch up. Come on, Roy, catch up with what I'm saying. We all know. Look, if you were to say that I don't know that Javonte Williams was already signed, then I'll be a monkey's uncle, right, from someone. But you got to understand. Catch up. Come on, Roy Williams. Come on, man. I broke the news yesterday. You get what I'm saying? What I'm saying is the order of operations. The operation should be that Pickens should have been the first person to get signed out of all of these boys, right? He's the biggest contract that you have to deal with. But since they did sign Javonte Williams, kudos and credence to that. But the Cowboys, if they are operating with the sense of urgency and changing the landscape of what they did differently than the last 30 years, 30 seasons, they would have gotten Pickens' deal done first, is what I'm getting at. So now that we're all on the same page, let's listen to what John Stephen Jones have to say now about the Pickens situation.
Let's just take time. We want, we want Pickens here. Think the world of him. Want him here. Love him. And I think he wants to be here, so all that's a plus.
You've put guys on the tag before, and they've been to everything. Pollard, Schultz, even Dak, D-Law, I think.
Don't rub your shoulder now.
We've had people play under the tag, and then we've made deals with people, that have a tag and can go either way. And so we'll just, continue to, really analyze the situation and see what's next.
All right, so we do know that good deals do take time, right? You can't get a premium steak done and you like it and it only took a second to put it on the grill, or to cook it or what have you. Some things takes time to mature, and sometimes you have to do with those things that takes time, but you had to prepare yourself with those things that do take time. Those who fail to plan to fail. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have the opportunity and not be prepared. The Cowboys had an ample enough time to go ahead and get the George Pickens deal done, right? They had reasonings that they can go in now that they don't have to ask Rain Dakota Prescott, do you want me to restructure your contract? They don't have to ask Tyler Smith. They don't have to ask Bland. They don't have to ask any of those boys, any of those things, because you naturally, with those fat contracts, you can cut away and restructure. And that's the whole point of having voidable years on these contracts. On top of that, it may be a struggle if you let your feelings get in the way, right? And you say, well, hey, I want to wait till David Mulugeta people to reach out to me before I reach out to them. No. At this point of time, if you want to do something differently, if you want to do things crazily differently than what you didn't do in the last 20 years or 30 years or what have you, you come out with your hat in your hand and say, hey, this is what I have on the table for George Pickens. We want to get this contract going now because this will benefit the team. What is your counter? What is your move, right? And then they come in and they say, well, we want $50 million. Now I say, hey, people in here want ice water, slushies and everything. We can't provide you 50. But can you work with 34? Can you work with 34? That's how the art of negotiation goes. But if you wait till the last second to try to get these deals done and you say deadline makes deals, but all it doing is deadline steal these hot headlines, right? That's been the winning philosophy and formula for the last 30 years, 30 seasons. So what we're trying to say is get this doggone deal done now. You don't have to worry about it. Will there be better deals down the stretch? Yes. Will there be, I can't believe the Cowboys overspent? Will there be some blowback, some negative heat? Yeah, that's come with the territory. That's the price of doing business with Dallas. Because there's somebody right now saying, say, don't you pay George Pickens because he's a head case. Well, you had him within the confines of your organization for a calendar year. Get the deal done. But the longer you wait, more people will poke holes in it and say, hey, look at what he did in 1999. He wasn't even born, I believe, right? Look what he did then, You get what I'm saying? Oh, he ain't really worth it. Look at that Detroit game. Look at what he did in this game when it wasn't favorable for him, right? Deadline makes headlines. Ain't that right? Yeah. Understand the cost, Jerry and Steven. Get this deal done. Let's look at it right here. I said get it done as the subtitle on this thumbnail. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't care how it's done. Y'all not worried about it. You guys, a third of you guys are ready to just buy George Pickens jerseys, number 3s, and let's get this momentum going for the season. We going into the draft only knowing that now all we have to worry about is on the defensive side of the coin. I mean, true diehard Cowboy fans, we don't give a dog about how much money this man is making, how much money it costs. We just want to know is he's on his team and can we win with him, right? But it's the doubters, the worriers, man. I always worry about, hey, man, we can't afford this, we can't afford that if we sign him for this. But what happens when you do, right? No offense to the Noah Browns and the James Washingtons, to a degree, Jalen Tobers of the world. No offense to those boys. But we America's team. America, Jack. Supposed to have the best of the best. Make this America's team great again. You get that type of flow going. You get what I'm saying? We can't be using these off-shelf byproducts to get the results that we think that we're going to get. from a Jalen Brooks of the world. No offense to you, bro. Everybody else can have good things, but the Cowboys can't. It's time out for that, right? Let's get this deal done. We just want to see winnings. We don't want to revisit 2 seasons again. Of playing the way we play.
It crosses your mind. I mean, a lot of guys who we've tagged, participated in everything. Dak leading the way. He played under 2 of them, so he never missed anything. Hopefully that'll be the case here.
It'll be advantageous to get it done before July. I'm talking about Pickens.
I wouldn't put any time frame.
But considering
once you have a tag, you have a tag, and we know George is going to be here. And that's where we are.
Is there a downside to the tag, whether it's $28 million or whatever the number is?
Nope.
Is it flatly
We know what it is.
Yeah.
And you can still shop and do everything.
We can do everything we need to do.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. If you're going in with that mindset. Now, $28 million, that is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. The problem is when you have that mindset and not knowing that it crippled you and you continue to do that same mindset is problematic. Very much so problematic. George Pickens never seen $28 million. This is the most money that he will ever receive in his life. But it comes with a catch. The catch that it comes with is that you can't prorate that money. You can't spread that money out. It hurts the team more than it helps the team. It may be a good situation for him, but overall, it also speaks volumes that you can't evaluate your said player. There shouldn't be a situation whereas you saying to yourself, let me see it one more time. You should already know what you got out of your guys. That whole franchise tag thing on Dak Prescott was terrible. Why would you even put that on him? That means you can't evaluate or make the proper assessment of your guys. That one-time franchise tag on Tony Pollard was terrible. We paid $12 million for that 1 year. You couldn't spread it out. You couldn't stretch it. You get what I'm saying? I mean, you are difficult on evaluating your guys. The Schultz deal, we would never get that $13 million fully guaranteed back. That cripples us. Poverty franchise teams and organizations uses the franchise tag. Just like when you go to those check cashing place, those other places, title loan places, you don't see them in prominent neighborhoods, unfortunately. They are long shark deals. Putting the player on the franchise tag to work the negotiation deal out, that's cool. But having said players playing on the, not Tolbert, but Tony Pollard, my bad, when he played on the franchise tag, pardon me. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that it is for what it is. The Dallas Cowboys shouldn't use this franchise tag to have players to play on it because it cripples the team. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah. So let's listen to what he had to say about the defensive coordinator, Christian Parker.
Top defensive minds in this league. I think he's learned from a lot. Also like what he said. He goes, I got my own ideas too. Twists that he would add because he's respectful for chain of command in terms of executing who he's worked for, but he's also, can bring combinations of those things and bring it to the table. And then I thought he was outstanding on, how him and Shotty went about hiring the support around him, the coaches around him, the assistant coaches. They were very thorough. We were very thorough. And and all the interviews that we did, and I think we put an outstanding staff together, and now we got to go, get the players and their vision for the type of players that'll help him execute what he wants to do philosophically on defense.
No doubt. He was talking about the levels of respect that people have for Christian Parker and the reverence of respect. Yeah, give me that respect. Would you rather have loyalty or respect? Can somebody put that down in the chat? Malcolm Shavers, appreciate you, and shout out to Jay Lombardi, member for 48 months, level 1, man. Appreciate you, my dog. Appreciate you. Malcolm states law the agent is going to ask for 40, right? Are you willing to do that? Nope. Here's my stance on this. Just because you ask for something doesn't mean that you're going to get it. I ask the creator all the time, man, give me $2 billion tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? He ain't finna just, he might do it. He might not. That's the same thing. If this agent is asking for 40, okay, cool. Send another request because we ain't doing 40. But what we can't do is hold his feet to the fire for the entirety of the season. Okay, you're asking for 40, well, we will see what you get on the open market. But in return, we getting something back. We giving something back. That's what I would do. You don't have to put him on the non-exclusive franchise tag or the one that you can't. You can put him on that tender. Yeah. If you guys want GP, we putting 2 seconds on that, or we putting the first and the second, however the tender thing going. We doing some tendernisms today. Yeah, because this dude is out of his mind. He's asking for 40, right? There's nothing wrong with asking for 40. But that's when the negotiation. He asked for 40. We telling you it's 30. After all of this is said and done, we meet at the middle, 34, 35, give or take, right? That's how the business deal go. But you can't be asking for 40 and then leak that out and then have people to say, hey, Jerry and them is saying David Mulugeta is asking for, that's bad business. And the Cowboys been known to leak out the conversations on things to make it seem as if, though, the player is out of his mind. But I got G Cowboy. Franchise tag is nothing but a bet against your own player. Yes! Oh, my gosh. Yeah, G. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Unless a player get injured, yearly inflations alone would make the price go up. Shaking my head. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. That's all it is. What the franchise tag is like a promissory ring. It's like I'm committed to you, but I'm not all the way. Yeah. It's like for what it is. So with that being said, I'm just looking at it that if the Cowboys want to change their ways, they better get away from them franchise tag. Yeah. Now, put it like this. No one knows what they're asking for. Right? No one is knowing what they're asking for. But George Pickens only had 1 year. 1 year.
At You Got Us the Poet $5. The Moolah Getter just had a challenging experience with JJ. Mm-hmm. How will that affect the GP negotiations? Thinking face, he might be going in with his guard up.
Yeah, there's 2 ways you can look at this. This is the perfect time for Jerry Jones to be the bigger man and to go out there with his hat in his hand, right? And say, hey, my apologies for last year on how everything went. But I'm glad that both parties were able to get something back in return. However, this type of deal is different. I would like to get this done before we go into the off-season training camp and beyond. And this is what we're willing to offer here. Instead of making it a deadline headline situation, this is what we are willing to give you guys for a 3-year or 4-year deal. What do you have in return? And then they have their list of demands, and then we meet at the middle and all of this stuff. But that's too much like right. That's too much like right. And that's the problem. Now, I'm only spitballing because I don't know how these deals go down. But 9 times out of 10, Jerry Jones will not be that bigger man, right? And say, hey, this is what will happen. It ain't going to happen that way. I'm just saying, here we go right here.
We're certainly open.
And this is what John Stephen Jones had to say about the possibilities of trades and these sorts of things. Let's listen properly. Shout out to John Machota.
It's tough to predict. We're certainly open-minded to it. Always open-minded to trading, and the right guy fit, and it's the perfect fit, and we would certainly look at it and see if it worked in with what we're trying to get accomplished.
Yeah. So the possibilities of trading in those situations is very much so tangible. Yeah. It's very much so tangible. We shouldn't have any gripes on trade possibilities. We shouldn't have any gripes on we put tenders on this guy or that guy. We shouldn't have any of those worries, because there'll be something operating differently. What I'm trying to get at with this team is that we're trying to get something back in return. That list is longer than Jay Leno's chin on the players that we had here with the silver and blue star on the side of their helmet to get nothing back in return. DeMarcus Ware, nothing back in return. Martellus Bennett, nothing back in return. DeMarco Murray, nothing back in return. Tony Romo, to a degree, nothing back in return. Cole Beasley, nothing back in return. Dez Bryant, nothing back in return. It's time out. Either you're going to trade away a guy 2 years too early, or you wait back 2 years too late and get nothing back in return, right? And I'm not trying to say, okay, we want to get rid of a guy, we want to hold on for possibilities of some comp picks. No, that's not enough. We got to do things to get things back in return if we're going to move on from them. That's what I'm saying. Even with GP, if the deal don't get done. Now, I know we're going to talk about the Parsons. We got things back in return. That's a good start. But we sullied the offseason by all of that political stuff going here and there, all of that. We don't want that. We want it to be a clean break, a smooth cut. Mutually agreeing to part ways and getting something back in return without sullying and denigrating people. Now, you don't have to sully and denigrate and talk about character problems and these sorts of things. Right, just get something back in return. We seen that. I hate to bring up the Beaks, but they did it with Bryce Huff. It didn't work out, but they got something back in return. Carson Wentz, it didn't work out, but they got something back in return. That's all we asking. All right. Let's go to the free agency approach. And I'm going to pull it up on camera. Come on with it. Appreciate y'all. But before we go into the free agency approach, let's play a water bill, man, because I know y'all may be sleeping back on something, but I want you to sleep on something and get something back in return, and that is with
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code LAW. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
Yes, indeed. That's Sleeper, your #1 fantasy app. And when you download the Sleeper app and use promo code LAW, you get something back in return. That's $20 that you can provide from that place of your bets or your things that you need to do, far as more or less, or hear me out. When you put that deposit in, you match up to $100. Those are things back in return, and it's all by using Sleeper. And that's what I'm meaning right here. So be sure to check out our proud partner, Sleeper, your #1 fantasy app in the world. And let's see and hear what John Stephen Jones have to say about the free agency approach, presented to you by Sleeper.
Look different every year. You know, some years we do it different, a little different than others. And, every year is different. A lot of that will depend on what's out there and the value that we think is there. And we'll make decisions based on that. But, yeah, we certainly think we'll end up being involved in free agency this year.
He said we most certainly. Hey, come on, John Stephen Jones. And shout out to John Machota with this cut up right here. The approach definitely need to be differently, collectively speaking. Collective Cowboys this week with John Machota. Can we talk about these things, right?
Was there any impact at all on you guys from what New England did in the offseason last year in Seattle, and they end up both being the two teams that are in the Super Bowl?
I mean, all that says to me is it can be done. Who would have ever thought, not to anyway, take anything away. It's all props to them for what they accomplished, both teams. But it just shows you can, really make big jumps in any given year if you get the right, get the right culture, the right mojo going. Good things can happen. And
the mojo moment.
A lot of really good players on this team. We've got a really good offense in place. We've got a lot of good players on defense. Do we need more? Absolutely. But we do have some really good pieces on the defensive side of the ball.
Where? Somebody said, where? If John said where, this would take John Machota to a whole nother level, baby. We surely have some good pieces on defense. And then if John said where, it would have been crazy. It would have been crazy.
Christian was the first to say that when he was interviewing some of the guys he really, really liked on the defensive side of the ball. And he'll also tell you there's places where we really need help. So, that'll be something we look at.
No doubt, no doubt. So that's John Stephen Jones on, their approach to the offseason free agency, and beautiful, beautiful delivery of John Machota to John Stephen Jones about, hey, does the recent success of New England and Seattle change your mind on things and these sorts? Yes, it always been you 1 year away, right? They said we was too soon in 92, but ain't nobody putting them trophies back. We like, yeah, we were too soon, but I'm glad we were, right? One can argue in 91 if something would have happened against the damn Detroit Lions. Well, that's a whole nother story. Oops, I'm going down that memory lane. But what I'm trying to get at is that things can happen just like that. Situations can happen just like that, but you got to at least do the things that what other teams are doing to bring the rings, if that all makes sense. In the last 10 to 15 years, you can look back at every one of those Super Bowls that was lifted up. They did something significant, important during the off season. Is what I'm getting at. And I know you guys get it too, right? This is Jerry Jones, what he said last month. And let's listen to what he had to say, even though I'm here. This is what the captions say. But let's see what he had to say.
We want to fix this defense. And we feel really good about the offensive side of the ball now that we got Javonte done and we know we'll have George back. So we feel really good about that side of the ball. I think this is obviously we spent a lot of time on it already in the off season, revamping the defensive coaching staff, and now we'll take the next steps, which are to improve the personnel on that side of the ball.
All right, so the caption reads, John Machota says, Jerry Jones said last month, we want to get out here and do better than what we did last year, right? There's the incentives, dare I say it, bust the budget to try to get something done now. So, that means that within 10 days, we should see breaking news. George Pickens signed to an unbelievable deal. And I would do, I ain't going to eat crow on screen, but I give the Joneses the flowers. But I make sure I don't give them too much flowers, because then you start praising them a little bit too much, they start smelling themselves, right? But what we will do is we will pull our hands up off of the Joneses' neck for their decisions if they can get these type of deals done. I'm talking about GP. All right, and I think that was the end of it. No, he got him again. Jerry Jones. Hold on, before I go any further, let me see where we are. Where are we with our like-o-meter? Are y'all hitting that like button? Are y'all sharing? Sharing is caring, right? Y'all let me know. Let me know, baby. Are y'all enjoying the show before I hit this pop? Yeah. Okay, all right.
He's the old man in the seat.
What kind of energy do you think that can bring? Is that
I think
was there a
it's
design to go that way?
Not necessarily design. We certainly weren't afraid of it. Let's put it that way. I mean, we've eyes wide open. We see what's going on around the league and the success that's being had, and you do have to communicate. These kids. You got to figure out how to communicate with them, and certainly the younger you are, you have a better chance of knowing what they like, and what gets their attention, and I think it's a plus, and there's no question the energy levels are there, and we're fired up about our staff. Building's young.
Yeah, I do like the youth of the staff. I'm not lying to Luke Kane, knowing that I'm older than everybody on the defensive staff is crazy, right? So I do like the youth aspect of it, but I want the results more than the youth, and the energy shouldn't be mellow. No offense to Carmelo. The energy shouldn't be bland. No offense to Bland. But dog it, if we gonna lose, at least we lose in some high energy fashion, Chase. I don't want us going into battle, war, with what we seen a couple years back. I think it was 2021, when everybody had faces twice as long as Jay Leno's, and as well as his Shaq feet. Boy, we had some long faces that day. Energy all siping out. Look like everybody MK'd Ultra, right? And the damn 41ers coming in there with Debo of all people and Trent Williams with boom boxes and stuff playing Super Gremlin, right? At our house. It was our house, man. I don't want to see that again, man. And then they repeat this, por favor. Green Bay in our house. Had the damn cheerleaders crying. And we look mellowed and we look docile, right? We look like we couldn't damn near. It looked like we couldn't damn near move our own feet in our own house, right? Time out for that. I need to see some type of things going on. I think energy it can't be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred. And I hope that the youthfulness, the energy from the coaching staff at least pour upon thy head of somebody on this doggone defensive side. And if we getting our ass whooped, at least we can say, hey, this guy right here, man, he played through the echoes of the whistle. He making them pay. But we at least, when we get our ass whooped, boy, we be laid out like Family Guy, don't we? I want us to have at least a little fight, a little resiliency. Even a rabbit got teeth. Biting, Give us some of that energy on the sidelines. And then after we win, we walk around all throughout Dallas. Like, yeah, we done did something.
I mean, availability. Certainly no one wants to play the game more than him. I can assure you that. But obviously he needs to put together a full season, and if he does, I think it's going to be a great season because I know how good he is and what he can do for us, and fired up about what he brings to the table. And the only question mark he has is his injury issues that he's had, and getting through a full year.
Yeah, so that's his. We had that segment earlier this morning. We just couldn't get to it. And DeMarvion Overshawn is already going into a contract year. That's crazy, right? He's going into a contract year, and we were talking about at this point of their career, if it was side by side, who was the better player, but we never got to that segment. Was Jalen Smith a better player than DeMarvion Overshawn? Because Jalen Smith in his contract year, you get what I'm saying? He was able to get a contract off of 1 year. Now, DeMarvion Overshawn, he's been hurt guy. But there were some possibilities of the audacity of hope when we saw him in Mike Zimmer's system. Gave us a little Costco sample size of what he can do. But I'm asking you guys, in this situation, do you think DeMarvion Overshawn get his second contract based off of this particular season, if he can? Jay Lombardi says Jalen Smith took Byron Jones' bag. Still pissed off at it. Yeah, I feel you on that. He got paid really, really pretty good too, by the way. It's crazy. Smith, because that 2018 season of Jalen, boy, you have to say to yourself, that was a good year for him, right? So DeMarvion Overshawn, we love you, dog, but we need to see something this year, man. You need to let us see something, man. Jackson states, and it's Prince Jackson, by the way, we will be much better defensively. Yeah. The best availability, my guy Fox says 10 sacks. Okay. All right. Shout out to USA Hockey. Shout out to you, Dilly, the GOAT. Appreciate you. Jalen and Sean Lee and LVE. Yeah. This is official bounce back year for the Agent Zero or for non-Agent Zero. Oh, wow. Oh, Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh, my. All right. So what we have here is, let me see who we should pick on from here. Or let me get some sauce credit, man. Let me get some sauce credit for Cooper DeJean on Christian Parker, if y'all don't mind, before we go. Let me do it this way. I'm everywhere today. Let's talk about control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor, and that's anywhere. And all you have to do is shop.mando and get $5 off of your starter pack, and that's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go. I use this body wash odor control, full body control with Mando. They have the product here, and they also have deodorant that you apply under the arm for 72 hours of odor control. You want to be in control. And speaking of control, they also have the product that you can apply all over the body, the invisible cream, and it also fights for 72 hours. Look, it's all about being in control. And with Mando, man, they control body odor anywhere. All you have to do is shop.mando, get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go, baby. I know.
It's a great.
Oh, and by the way, with Mando, you use promo code LAW. They'll take great care of you with up to 40% off on your starter pack. And you got to have that to get in line with protecting yourself for 72 hours. of Odor defense. And thinking of defense, let's hear Cooper DeJean talk about this new defense that we're going to have as the coordinator and what he was able to do to help him out.
Great teacher of the game, really knowledgeable at what he does, knows a lot about football, understands the game really well, and knows how to teach technique, which I think is one of the most important things. That's what he was always harping on, with me and Q, and when we came in, is our technique, and we were always working on it together, and film study too, the way he sees the game and the things he finds, within each team that we're playing is really important, and definitely helped me a lot.
No doubt. They say, who's the white boy? That's white boy Rick, man, from the Detroit area. I'm just messing with y'all. I've seen that movie about for the first time about 3 or 4 weeks ago. White boy Rick, the government be on some stuff, don't they? But shout out to everybody, man, for tuning in. I do like the aspect of people speaking glowingly of possibilities, and that was a few weeks ago at the Super Bowl, and that clip came around. I was like, let me talk about this, right? He do look like a high school student, yeah. Cooper DeJean, Billie Jean Magazine, boy, C.D. Lamb was going to burn him anyway. I was going to try to think of a thing that I can rhyme with it on the back of it, but I couldn't. But neither here nor there. I'm not finna go there, Jay Lombardi. Yeah, I'm not finna go there, but shout out to Jay Lombardi. But since we do have a few time, either we can pull some clips from 105 or we can pull some things from you guys. Call in to the Frenkel and Frenkel hotline for your mind episode. And that's what we're about to do. If that is okay for you all. If you're ever around Dallas and you traveling and someone runs a red light and they rear end you, let me tell you what you got to do.
There are times in life you wish you had a do-over. If you're in a wreck, make the smart choice right away. Frenkel and Frenkel, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
That's 214 or 817. And every 3 your heart can dial. That's Franklin Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers, backed by 100 years of combined experiences there. Now, they are not vampires, and they're not from the city from whatever movie that you may understand what I'm talking about. Neither here nor there. Cowboys Nation, Franklin Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. They will fight for you, not against you. Now, with that being said, if you can't dial that number, just visit FrankelFirm.com. Now, my hotline for your mind is 657-390-7391. That's the hotline for your mind. I got from, is this the Super Bowl champ? From the 206, you in the mix. Eric, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers. You are the king today. Come talk to me, man.
What is up, my friend?
Yeah. What's going on, Eric, man? It's been a long time, but hey, congratulations on your Super Bowl. Yeah.
Sorry about that, gang. We've been moving, so just haven't been able to join as often. But things are going good. Things are going really good.
Yeah. Is there any way that you can give us JSN and we just give you George Pickens? yeah, straight up trade, man. We'll take on the new contract and everything, man. Yes, indeed, boy.
Oh my goodness, that is just unbelievable. We actually won the Super Bowl. I was really coming into that game. I was really nervous about it.
Yeah.
Just because of what happened the last time we played the Patriots. That was always a fear, especially in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If you get down to the 1 yard line, just don't do anything stupid.
Facts. Just don't do anything stupid, man. Eric, man, I know that you're going to enjoy the show today. I just want to give you your flowers. You've been calling in for about 6 or 7 years now, man. You've been a diehard.
And,
Yeah. You've been a diehard.
as you know it,
Go ahead.
as you know, I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
Go ahead and say it.
How about them Cowboys?
How about him, man? Man. That's my guy, Eric, man. He's a diehard, not an Eagles guy, but a Seattle Seahawks guy. But he calls in to the show, and he said in the very first time calling in, he was like, man, I like the Law Nation sports show, right? And at the time, I think I was just Law Nation at the time. And he's like, I like the Law Nation show. And he's been a diehard Law Nation fan, but still a Seattle Seahawks guy. But, you know, just listen to him call every year, still with hope with his team, right? I just can't wait for the day that we will have the call-in linesman. We lift up that Lombardi trophy, and then I can just pull up flying above the rest, and we'll have a real good party. Right there, right, flying above the rest, man. Talk to me, man.
Yes, sir. Law Nation was good, man. Was good with you.
Yeah, man, all is well, man. Can't complain, Chief, man. What you got for me today, bro?
That's good. So I just want to go over my off-season wish list up to this point.
Go ahead.
So we've already done one. Got Javonte Williams back in the building. I love the deal. It works out for both sides.
It do.
Yes, sir. Now, what I got moving forward, number one on the list, re-sign George Pickens. Got to do that.
Yeah.
Number two, I do not want to trade for Max Crosby. Not that I don't think he's worth it, but we're gonna have to give up too much to get him.
Right.
I'm from the belief, let's go this route.
Okay.
I believe it's gonna happen once Miami officially released Bradley Chubb. Let's go grab Chubb. Let's bring in Clowney. Let's bring Clowney back. If we can get Clowney and Chubb with Easy still, we still got Land, we still got Houston. BN room / outside linebacker room is set with them players. Therefore, we still got our pick at 12, our pick at 20 to stay put, don't move up, don't move down, stay right where you're at, and pick best BP, whether it's offensively or defensively. Just stay there and pick the best player. I don't care if it's a running back at 12.
Yeah.
If it's Love, grab Love. If your top 15 defensive players are gone, grab Love. If your top 15 defensive players and Love is gone, grab
no doubt.
Tackle. If the tackle is the best player at 12, grab him.
BPA approach, man. Yes, indeed, man. I appreciate you flying above the rest, man. Yeah, I'll pick up some of those things that you said. Let the people know, man. Let them hear it too, bro.
Yes, sir. How about them Cowboys, baby? Flying above the rest, sir. Cowboys that should stand up every year as our year until it's ain't.
No doubt, man. That's flying above the rest, man. That's my guy, man. Bumped into him at the, I believe, last year draft party or the year before last. And he came out, got me a good double shot of Hennessy, man. And we took the shot online or what have you. Great guy. And I know you guys talking about you need to change the smoke detector, you know. So flying above the rest, they said you need to change out that smoke detector. So the next time you call in, we won't hear the beeps. I get it, you know. Yeah, that have you ever noticed don't nothing last longer? Real true story. Then the smoke detector, you know, that little beep. Like, how long do that little beep last, right? When do the battery sources of that life extinct, that life for that beep, like, how long do that last, you know? When do that go out? You know, like, that beep lasts forever. Like, we will all be dead and gone, but that beep will still be here. Yeah. All right, I got from the 210, too cool, you in, man. Talk to me, man.
Hey, Law, what's good with you?
Hey, all is well, man. Can't complain, bro.
Hey, so the other night on basically y'all little round table on the collective, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm telling you, when you think about it, everybody's saying we need to do what some of these Super Bowl winning teams or some of these always make the playoff teams do, right? So riddle me this: why is it that when we get the picks, we always stay in that place and get the BPA?
Say that one more time. Say that one more time. Huh?
When it comes to the picks, everybody keeps saying, "Don't move, stay where you at, and get the best player available."
Okay.
I think that's a crazy logic to have sometimes, right?
Right. Why is that? Why is that? Like, if you at the 12th spot, you get the 12th and the 20th, right? And people saying, "Won't you just stay right there and you will have a guy?" What's the negatives of that?
So when they stayed right there, and let's go to 2023. When they stayed right there, they dropped Mozzie Smith.
No, he wasn't at the 12th though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But when they stayed right there on the clock, it was Mozzie Smith that they took. When they stayed right there in the second round, it was Luke Schoonmaker that they took.
Right.
Now, if you would have packaged the pick that y'all selected with Mozzie and the second round pick that y'all select Schoonmaker with, I can make an argument that at pick 20, Jackson Smith was there at pick 20. Christian Gonzalez was there at pick 17. Jameer Gibbs was there at pick 12. Yeah. I can make the argument that if you moved up and you moved that pick for Mozzie and that pick for Schoonmaker, they could have had Jackson Smith and Jigma.
I mean, that's hindsight 2020 though. That's the only thing, that's the only thing.
But scared money don't make money because again, what we keep doing as fans, we keep, especially as content creators in the 3 and 4 letter networks, right? So 2024, they went and got Tyler Guyton and Marshall Nealon in the second round. I can make an argument that at pick 29, because they traded back, at pick 29, you could have traded that pick and the second round pick, and you could have went up and got Jared Verse at pick 19 or Quinyon Mitchell at pick 20.
Yeah, so but all of those things, just like people have been saying, it takes two to dance, right? And to package and to move up, what would that cost? And then you got to understand that the Cowboys were dealing with house money, 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. So you got to understand those things. There's so many variables with that, right? You know, so I'm just thinking that the Cowboys do a decent job when they do pick within the top 15. They do a decent job, do they?
Yeah, they do. But still, you can't say you want to go to the Super Bowl and you have the abilities and the picks to move up in the draft because based off, I already know who they're going to take.
Who they going to take?
I think they taking Caleb down because when you hear Christian, when you hear Parker, when he's talking about the nickel position being the most important position, and he need that player to be able to play cornerback, he need that person to come down on the line, play defensive end, and rush the passer. He need them to be able to play a linebacker and safety. There's only one player in the draft that can do that right now. I got the dude from Tyler Warren from Toledo. He can't do that.
I mean, we don't know of all of that right now because he's in Toledo, and we got a different philosophy and scheme. But here's what I'm saying though, right? The last time the Cowboys traded up and moved up to get somebody that they really covet, right? And it was a guy Mo Claiborne, right? 2012, that's coming after the Dez Bryant 2011 year, right? And that didn't materialize into anything of substance, right? We passed up. If we stay where we're at, we could have got a Luke Kuechly. We could have got a Stephon Gilmore, right? But we passed up those two boys because we trusted our scouts, our evaluators, to trade up to this guy that we can't miss, and that's Mo Claiborne, and that didn't work out for us. So I don't mind the trade up 4 downs, but I'm looking at the total picture. Like if he's within reach, of course, but I wouldn't trade up the form for him.
So real quick, so go back to when the Texans was down at the bottom of the draft, the bottom. Right? When they was at the bottom, they had the second pick. They went and got C.J. Stroud. But people don't pay attention that the Texans, and based off the them behind DeMarco Murray and his coaching philosophy on defense, they traded back up into the draft and went and took the best player in the draft at the 3rd pick. And they went and got Will Anderson Jr. And now you go from picking C.J. Stroud to Will Anderson Jr. to them making the playoffs 3 consecutive years now. They went and got the best player back in the draft. They traded back into the 1st round, all the way to the 3rd pick, and got the best player in the draft. Now when you look at it on tape.
Yeah. You talking about you
generational
talking
right
about
now.
the
So
Texans? You talking about the Houston
yeah,
Texans,
the
right?
Texans. Yeah, when they went Will Anderson, they traded back in there to go get him.
Right.
I'm telling you, man.
Right.
Sometimes we can't be scared.
Yeah, but that worked because of you have the brilliancy of D'Amico Ryans. There's so many things that they can do that we can't do because nobody's going to talk about if the Texans fall flat on their faces, if they don't win multitudes of games. Nobody's bringing up that the Texans are America's team and these sorts of things, but they're going to bring that up with the Cowboys. We're judged differently. So for our price, is a little bit higher than the Texans' price as it relates to moving up because now teams are going to say, who are they trying to do? Who are they trying to get? See, we judge differently over here on our moves and stuff like that because everything is talked about here in Dallas. And it's a different draft too, by the way.
Yeah.
But in closing, because we got some more people here waiting. But go ahead.
Yeah, but in closing though, man, I think this is a top heavy draft when it comes to the top 10. You can make an argument 3 through 10 on any order, but that 1 through 3 I think is Reese, Downs, and we already know the fault that they're gonna take Mendoza with the first pick. But hey, love you, Law. Keep up the good work, and how about them Cowboys?
How about them? That's too cool, man. And I get it. Like, I want Caleb Downs, right? I would love to have Caleb Downs, right? But if you can tell me that I can get, and I'm just only putting this out there, let's say, for example, you tell me I get a Sonny Styles at 12 because I'm staying there, right? And then I get at the 20th spot, let's say, if we get Dylan from the damn Oregon, a Styles and Dylan. And if you want to double dip because you still have reservations at safety and you get a Kilgore in the 4th or something like that, if he fool around and falls that far, or Bud Clark, then I'm okay. I'm moving, right? But I don't want to just trade away everything and say, hey, I got a Caleb Downs and that's it. Because I traded all the way up, and now I don't have that possibility of grabbing someone with the 20th pick because I got so many holes in this team. Now, could Caleb Downs change my mind in his combine and putting the silver and blue on the side, the star on the side of his helmet, and I say, oh, we like those kind of things. But all of these are possibilities. And the good thing about draft, everybody is right. Not a single soul is wrong. I got from the 214. You're live on the nation. Talk to me. You're live.
What's that, Law Nation? This Sky Nader, man.
Sky Nader, man. What's good with you, bro?
Hey, I've been down with you since the beer tutorials, man. I just want to show you much love.
Appreciate it.
First of all. Second, I'm tired of all these people talking about running backs and all this other stuff. We need Odafe Owe. He runs 4.38. He's 6'5". He's a hybrid defensive end linebacker. We need Isaiah Simmons. He runs a 4.4. We didn't have speed. We didn't have no sideline to sideline speed. Isaiah Simmons answers that. Quay Walker answers that as far as linebackers. As far as offense, we don't need much. We definitely don't need to concentrate on it this year. Wide receiver, we can wait till next year and draft Nick Harbor, who is an ex-receiver.
Right.
And will be perfectly matched with Pickens and Lamb. That moves Lamb into the slot where he needs to be. And then it's game over, especially if we go get Darnell Washington. The mistake we made when we drafted Shoemaker that I told y'all guys about.
Right.
If we get him and pair Darnell Washington with Brevin Spanford, no one in the league will be able to stop our line. Period. We're going to have the perfect run game. We're going to have a way better red zone. And then in offseason, we done filled all the holes because we went and got those defensive players. Oh, one more. Tariq Woolen.
All right. Reek Woolen.
Outside linebacker. You put him put Bland in the slot, Rebel on the outside with Tariq Woolen. That gives you the veteran presence that we need. We don't need to depend on a rookie again like we've been doing every year.
Well, let's say this, though. and those are a lot of things that you putting out there in your bucket list. It sounds great, man. Sky, it sounds like, hey, that's something that we all need to do. In order for us to do that, we got to take care of the operations first. The order of operations states now that we got to get Pickens signed, right? But we got to restructure somebody else's contract. So in order for all of that to work, the moment the Cowboys don't drag their feet with this Pickens thing and they start restructuring contracts, boom, then things going to happen. And we will see it a mile away because that's just what happened. Logan Wilson got cut. We saved some money. The very next day, we're hearing news of Javonte getting signed, right? So we're gonna see every move of the Cowboys moving before it happened. Before we even talk about Washington and all of them boys. Go ahead.
Okay, the last thing I want to say is it's important that we get both Caleb Downs and Sonny Styles because they have the communicate. They've been playing with each other for years. Communication is very important to a defense, and it's perfect to build around. And then on the offense, Darnell Washington won a championship with Pickens. So the communication is already there, and they know how to play off each other as well.
Well, the way you feel about Schoonmaker, the front office and all of the scouting people got to feel that same way. And maybe, just maybe, since the guy that drafted him is in Pittsburgh, maybe a favor is not fair. Maybe it's a favor for a favor. Darnell Washington was reported to be oversized and not doing things that he's supposed to do. Maybe the Steelers can throw us in the alley like they did with GP. But it got to take two to tango. Takes two to tango, though.
All right, much love, Lau. I ain't gonna take up no more of your time. Just know I'm always here for you, bro.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you.
I can't grow my beard, though.
You still can't do it, man. Hey, I will tell you about the secret sauce, but, man, that'll have to go to another level, man. But appreciate you, bro. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. At 214, that's Sky Nader. Well, we got this over here. The Cowboys, they are in a unique situation, but this situation got to be resolved, and it only takes one. The front office on how they approach this offseason, right? I'm hearing that they're putting a tender on, is this updated news, right, from Calvin Watkins? I know it was reported earlier that they could be possibly putting a tender on Brandon Aubrey, so that's good if that all happened. I got she's a queen to be from the 910 UN Queen Cowboy. Talk to me. Doing great, and I appreciate you for showing love and adulations when I was on the DLLS show. Appreciate you so much.
I try to support you as much as I can.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
To keep progressing and being more and more successful, getting more and more attention. So your challenge should start going even more, with you being on there. So you get an opportunity to talk about your podcast at all? Or do you kind of like sneak it in there sometimes?
Yeah.
Is that what you do?
You say that again because you sound a little muffled, just a little bit,
Go on.
Yeah, you sound a little muffled.
Oh, okay. Huh?
Say again.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, it's a whole lot better now. Talk to us.
Okay, so what part did you what's the last thing you heard me say?
Man, it sounded like you were fighting with a pillowcase inside the closet. I didn't know.
Okay, so
go ahead. Talk to us now. You sound great.
I'm sorry. So what I was saying is that I'm very proud of you and what you're doing on that DLLS podcast. Okay. I see more and more things coming for you by the grace of God. And do you get an opportunity to shout out your podcast ever, or do you just kind of sneak it in there?
No. It is for what it is. Shout out to DLLS. Basically, I didn't really look for it from that aspect of it. We got so many things that we got growing over here on Law Nation Sports, and put it like this: whenever I'm in a situation, Law got to win. So it's a win-win situation for me. But shout out to DLLS. We're still brewing up something special for everybody. Yeah.
Well, hopefully they won't be feeling intimidated, and they will, since I believe they would have the option of saying, this is Law Nation of Law Nation Sports, such and such and such. You know what I'm saying? Because that's yours.
Most certainly.
Anyway, I really have an issue here. I'm not going to talk about specifically GP, but because I wish that we could keep the two-headed monster.
Okay.
And the thing about it is that CD, I love CD, okay? I liked CD while he was even in college. But CD has not been very productive over the last 2 seasons. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because this year he tied for the most drops.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Drop passes. And then, he turned around too many times, looking at Dak like, what you doing? Oh, I wanted to hear. Going up on the bench crying and tapping out of games and all this other kind of stuff. I mean, he only had 3 touchdowns for the whole season. So if we're going to do anything, and GP is 3rd in the nation as far as a wide receiver goes for one that, for this past season.
Right.
And, I'm just telling it like it is, because even in 2024, he had 11 drop passes, and that's too many. You know what I'm saying? But then you turn around and you see him pouting, whining, blaming Dak. And that's very childish and immature. He needs to grow up. And another thing.
Okay.
You see how GP high points that ball?
Okay.
And jump up and go get that ball? How often do you see CD doing that now? CD used to do that all the time in college. Do you see him doing that really that much now? So he can secure that ball?
Well, I look at it like this, though, and then I get your frustrations a little bit with CD Lamb and being the wide receiver that he is based off of the money that he's getting and all of that. I think that, these last 2 seasons in CD been kind of rough for him, especially last year with the injury and then the year before that fighting for his money, and then you lose out with your quarterback. I get all of that, but I would rather work with CD than to work against him right now at this point and see what we can do to get him on the right pathway. I think that we are closer of just focusing on, let's give him another weapon on the other side, and that would be GP. I think that both of these guys can work something out and be phenomenal for this offense for the 2026 season. But I wouldn't be too mad at it was CD. I just want CD to play full 17 week. Go ahead.
I'm not mad. It's just that I'm looking at the team, what's best for the team at this point.
And that will be with CD. That will be with CD here and as well as with GP. Both of those boys playing
both
together.
Of them would be great.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, for me, if we had to let one go, I would prefer to let CD go than to let and it's a lot of fans. If they did that, it's a lot of fans that would be pissed off if they let CD go instead of GP. But you got to think about who's doing more for you as far as the wide receiver goes. And GP can be a good number one and have somebody good on the side of him too. Anyway, the last thing I'm gonna say is oh Jesus, I made sure I wrote stuff down.
Oh, it's all good, Yeah. What you got?
Okay, so what do you think about what's your idea of a good person that we could pick up for running back help for Williams? Like, should it be a draft? Should it be a free agent or what? A trade? Just your thoughts on that, and I'm gonna hang up for the answer.
Most certainly. Great conversation, Queen Cowboy. That's really good, really good. As far as the helpmate, running mate for Javonte Williams, I think Malik Davis, you bring him back, or is he still back with the team? You can look into the draft. I'm high upside with Jadon Blue. So I want to see him with full off season with the right shoes on and not getting, clothes. You know what I'm saying? Getting them feet all messed up. And I like to see him with a full season. Maybe he matured enough, pick up the playbook. Who else will match up well with Javonte? Right now, and hear me out, don't stab me in the back with the butter knife. The only running back that I would take in the first round would be Julius, the Love kid. And here's the reason why. I think that the combo back of what Williams brings to the table, if you have the opportunity, if he is there, then you take him, right? And then you worry to fix everything else out, because I believe ultimately your run game is married to your defense. And if you can control the run game, which controls the TOP, then it's a good situation. I know we spend a lot of money for $8 million, but it's not enough to change my mind from J Love. But I'm team defense, but that's only one thing that I would move around. Or to a degree, if you want to play some mean psychology movements, then you will lead people on to say, hey, I'm picking Love right here, and there should be a team that's willing to trade up, and you can hold that spot for ransom, right? There's so many things you can play with the mindset at 12. But overall, I just think that this team, we're going to do something by the draft time. Before the draft time, we will have something full altogether. All right, I got the next caller from the 206, and then I have the 901. Hold tight. From the 206, MJ, you're live on the Nation, man. Talk to me, man.
What up,
Jeremiah Love. I don't know why I'm thinking Julian Love or Jeremiah. It's Jeremiah Love. But go ahead, man. You're live, MJ.
How you been doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing great.
From you in a while.
Man, been grinding all day, man. You know how it goes, bro.
Yeah, I was listening to some of them people. They be complaining about the halfbacks and all this stupid stuff. And a lot of them people didn't believe in that halfback last year, and they still crying because we signed him. That is crazy, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was like, Foots. I was listening to Foots. Foots was like, man, we don't want to talk about no halfback no more. And then they talking about trading Pickens. These people are stupid.
Yeah, I think that you shouldn't trade. I think you shouldn't trade for You shouldn't trade Pickens away unless there's a deal that makes it such a unbelievable deal, right? If this is what I prefer to happen. If a deal can't get done, if we can't figure out a way to keep Pickens here, then don't let him play on the franchise tag and have a long face all season on a prove-it situation. I think that will harm the team more than help the team. If you can move on from him early and get something back in return, then do that. I would rather do that timeline versus doing the timeline that we always do, letting the guy play on the franchise tag on a prove-it situation, and then next season we having the same problem, because next season for sure, if he plays again with Dak Prescott under those numbers that he did, I mean, next season he's going to be like, well, hell, I want 42 now, 43. And that tends to be the situation with the Cowboys.
Because he worked 30 to 33. That's fair. Because, he ain't really he didn't get these numbers until he played with Prescott. If he played with somebody else, he wouldn't have them numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, don't be trying to get over on this. But Kansas City like him. That's that 9th pick. If I get that Ohio State receiver for Pickens, 5 years, he's going to give me the same numbers with Dak Prescott. Because he's a better route runner, and he's big, and he can make the same, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's Pickens with a better route runner, according to LA.
Right. But
State
MJ, you going into this draft, you sitting there saying, "Hey, all right, let me focus in on this defensive side. I got the young phenom as the coach. I want to give him some toys." Right? That's the initial mindset should be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really have defense though. Get that defense, either safety. Like I like that Oregon safety. You said that was a good pick. You said, and then one of them corners, because you ain't gonna get that. I think the Giants gonna draft that safety. They're gonna draft the Ohio State receiver or that safety.
Right.
That's who
Right.
the Giants gonna draft.
Most certainly.
The biggest niggas. And the Redskins in front of us too.
Yeah.
The Commodores. I call them the Commodores.
They are, but they better get some things to protect their skinny leg quarterback. They need to help on the offensive side, even though their defense been bottom end of the leagues, even since Dan Quinn been there, which is quite crazy. Hold tight. I got a super chat from Queen Cowboy.
At QWN Cowboy Sports $4,189.05. Y'all don't listen. I was comparing the two WRs. Per last season, CD wet the bed. I hope we keep both. Steven said we keeping GP in your interview.
Yeah, he did say he's keeping GP. He wants to keep GP, and we seeing how those storylines can change. But in closing, MJ, what you got for me in closing?
Oh man, good show, man. Like the content, and then we just gotta get that defense right, and we on our way.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you. Good call from MJ, man. With that being said, hey, Queen, I appreciate your support. I get what you said. I get what you're saying. There were some conversations about the drops. We all get mad at CD Lamb drops. CD Lamb is more of a diva than GP. They both. I look at it like this. One is passive aggressive, and the other one is aggressive, right? And you need both of those guys, aggressive passively and a passive aggressively. I think that you need both of those kind of caliber guys on your team. And I'm figuring out ways to excel both of those things, right? There's been situations, and I hate to bring up Debo, but the year that they was on their run, he led the team, that 49ers team in drops, right? But how he was portrayed was different from how the Cowboy players are portrayed because they were winning games. They won playoff games. So even though CD Lamb had those drops, let's win some games, man. All right? And stop having those concentration drops, CD, right? And let's get this thing going. We can have two good guys on our team. 3, 4. We can have a whole team of those good guys. I got from the 901. You're live on the Nation.
Shout out Raw Nation. Shout out Memphis. Shout out Cowboy Nation. Shout out Foots the King. Shout out Skywalker. Shout out Voss. Shout out Brown Brothers. Shout out Law Nation. Shout out Law Nation. Shout out Law Nation. In town, the house. Let's go. Let's get it. Rest in peace, Gangsta Boo. I'll be at the same house. Same song. Same folks. Same song. Get this. We're player. Oh, in town, in the house. Let's go. Let's get it. All this talk about GP, but I think Cowboy Nation is missing out on the two most important parts of our team, which is the offensive line and the defensive line. Why not put Ferguson on the trade block and get some O linemen, D linemen? I'm concerned about the O line moving forward. I want to know your thoughts on it. That's all I got. I was on a quick break. Don't worry, folks. Y'all going to get y'all mail in town, the house. Let's go. Let's get it.
Yes, indeed. That's my guy from the 901. Shout out to your former eardrums, man. Somebody going to be like, I can't hear anymore. I love it, man. I don't know about y'all, but that made my day. Matter of fact, I got me a new drop, but he said, shout out Law Nation, shout out Law Nation, shout out Law Nation. I may use that as a drop, from the 901. My neighboring state, of Tennessee. Your big brother down here in Mississippi. Appreciate all of my guys from the 901. putting Jake Ferguson on the trading block would be tone deaf, because I heard what I heard. And what I heard was that Dak Prescott's favorite buddy is Jake Ferguson. And it's crazy that they are buddies, but a quarterback best friend will always be a damn tight end. I don't know if their relationship will be to that degree, whereas you say, okay, hey, you know, we picked up Kyle Pitts, or we picked up Donnell Washington and Brevin Spanforth, and we got to kick Ferguson up out of the building. Hey, I'm all down for it. But at the end of the day, I'm quite sure that the quarterback that you're getting, paying him $250 million, got something to say about it, and especially his buddy who got paid $52 to $54 million just this past last season on a contract. I'm quite sure that you want to somewhat appease the guy, but I know that sounds crass, because there's already people who can't stand Dak Prescott to a degree saying, see, there go Law taking good care of his buddy, Dak Prescott. But I'm only speaking from the logic sense of what the Cowboys may do, and they're going to listen to their quarterback, by the way. But neither here nor there. I do agree with moving on from Ferguson, but that's a whole nother conversation. Oops. Did I say that out loud? I got from the 414. You're live on The Nation, brought to you by Sleeper. Sleeper. Jake Ferguson. Is this Jake Ferguson?
Oh my goodness.
Who is this? Jake Ferguson. All right, well, I thought, oh, that Dak, hey, let me hold about $100, Dak. I know you got it, man. All right, whoever the 414 is, man, I appreciate you for calling in. You was the last caller, by the way, so I appreciate you. We're going to depart. I thank everybody, man, for tuning in and being parts of these type of conversation to help rule the nation. I always say one love, one nation, Law Nation. And the one nation will always be Cowboy Nation, baby. And I really appreciate each and every last one of you all for being part of the conversation and getting things going.
Goodbye.
And we moving and grooving here. As we depart, ladies and gentlemen, Mama said that there will be days just like this. And the days are long. The hours seem longer. But for some strange reasons, the minutes seems like seconds. That the time moves fast, but the day is so long. And as we depart, things can change within a second. All we want is for the Cowboys to get the deal done. All I need is the Cowboys to get the deal done so that we can start working in parameters of time to get things moving and grooving. At the end of the day, whether George Pickens is getting paid $40 million, $35 million, $30 million, $28 million. What he got paid last year? $4 or $5 million? We ain't gonna see it. He ain't finna say, well, hey, I got this $40 million check or a $28 million check. Let me open it up to Ashley. Let me open it up to Holly. Let me open it up to Jeremy. Let me open it up to Seabass. Let me open it up to Rico and them. Or Jay Worthy. No. But what he can do is when it get down to that playing time and catching footballs across the middle of the field or with short area quickness with a slant to help us win games, we can all say that damn George Pickens. The wide receiver that wears 3 on his chest, oh my, that is the best. And we can all do our celebratory touchdown dances when he scored a touchdown. We can all feel those things. So at the end of the day, we're not worried about how much money he's making. We just want to worry about how many scores, how many touchdowns, first downs, and how many games we can ultimately win. That's the name of the game. That's what we want. We don't care about how the deal get done. We want the results. We need the results. Winning is the number one option. And you have a stronger chance of winning with him opposed to winning without him. You have a stronger chance of going against the ops with him opposed to going without him. So that's how I'm looking at it. So figure it out. Stop saying deadline makes deals. You set the deadline, set it early enough so when the deadline do occur, and if you don't have the deal, you move on. That should be the proper approach. But if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you all hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless with it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the things you want with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence. If dogged and grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, you will get it. That's been my time.
Yeah. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies.
Yeah.
Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me.
Come on.
I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady.
Yeah, come on,
baby. First one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ.
Come on, baby. Let's get it.
I wake up, flex.
Shout out to you, Jerry. We need 6 rings.
Tell him run it up.
Yeah.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I
stretch.
Tell him run it up.
Oh, look at my African American over here.
Thumb down, now check. No drip, this. Tell him run it up.
Yeah.
No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell him run it up. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out
to the combine, baby.
Call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry.
Yeah.
Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself they
until next time, DC for life, baby. If we offended anyone today, just charge it to my beard, not my heart.
I made a promise to her, swore that I would change.
Yeah.
I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name.
Shout out to you, Gina. Appreciate you. The longest outro in the land. Longer than Shaq feet. Longer than Jay Leno's chin. Wemby's back. That girl from Baddies, I've got her name. They say she got a long face. Yeah.
Might crash, but first I tell them run it on.
I was born in it.
Until next time, DC for life, baby. Get it done.
Please come home.
Come on, Pickens.
I got beans and
Bologna. Jeez.